Hey there, story lovers and English learners, welcome back to Story-Driven English. Buckle up, because today we're diving into a wild tale of electric cars, fiery protests, and one billionaire who's got everyone talking. It's the Tesla takedown saga where Elon Musk and Donald Trump take center stage, and the question burns bright. Is this a fight against two big egos, or a showdown with America itself? Get ready for twists, laughs, and some seriously useful English along the way. Let's hit the gas and roll into the story. Chapter 1. A political protest or a national grudge. Once upon a time in the land of innovation and horsepower, there was a shiny, electric empire called Tesla, Inc. Led by the one and only Elon Musk, a man who seemed to have more ideas than there are stars in the sky. This company zipped its way to the top of the automotive world. With sleek cars that hummed instead of roared, Tesla became the poster child for sustainable tech and American ingenuity. People loved it. Well, most people. Because somewhere along the road, a curious little movement started bubbling up. The Tesla takedown crew, as they might have called themselves if they'd bothered to make T-shirts. It all began innocently enough. A few folks waved signs outside Tesla dealerships muttering about overpriced golf carts and Musk's Martian ego, but soon things escalated. Protests turned into pranks. Someone swapped a Tesla showroom's charge here, sign with "Park your spaceship elsewhere," and then gasp, outright mischief. Tires were slashed, charging stations mysteriously unplugged, and one particularly creative soul spray-painted "Beep Boop, Go Home" on a shiny Model Y. The question buzzing louder than a Tesla coil was, what's really going on here? Was this a personal jab at Elon Musk and his buddy Donald Trump, or had the Stars and Stripes itself become the target? Let's rewind a bit. Elon, with his wild hair and wilder tweets, wasn't just a car guy, he was a lightning rod. His bromance with Trump, who'd recently declared himself the king of big, beautiful trucks, didn't help. Some folks reckoned this anti-Tesla vibe was just political payback. After all, Musk had once suggested colonizing Mars instead of fixing potholes, and Trump wasn't exactly whispering sweet nothings to the eco crowd. So, was this a middle finger to the Musk-Trump power duo? Maybe. Protesters weren't shy about chanting, "No Elon, no Don," while waving solar-powered signs. Oh, the irony, but dig a little deeper, and it's not that simple. Web whispers and X-posts, yes. I snooped around, hinted at something bigger. Some folks weren't just mad at Elon's quirks or Trump's tweets. They saw Tesla as a symbol of American overreach. Why's this Yankee company hogging all the electric glory? Grumbled a guy from a tiny European town I'll call Beardistan, not its real name, but the beards were impressive. Others griped about Tesla's global factories, like the one in Shanghai, claiming it was proof America was flexing its capitalist muscles too hard. Suddenly, it wasn't just about two loudmouths. It was a grudge match against Uncle Sam's shiny new toy. Picture this: a rainy Tuesday in California. A small crowd gathers outside Tesla HQ, sipping organic coffee and plotting. One guy, let's call him Dave, adjusts his down with big tech cap and says, "This isn't about Elon's hair or Trump's tan. It's about America thinking. It owns the future." Next to him, a woman named Lisa rolls her eyes. "Dave, you just hate that your Prius broke down last week." The group laughs, but the tension lingers. Were they rebels with a cause, or just grumpy folks with too much time? In the end, the Tesla takedown crew might be a bit of both, a quirky cocktail of political beef and national rivalry, shaken not stirred. Elon keeps tweeting, Tesla keeps humming, and the protesters keep protesting. One thing's for sure: weather. It's Musk, Trump, or the whole red, white, and blue package thereafter. This story's got more twists than a backroad test drive. And honestly, it's kind of fun to watch. Just don't tell Dave I said that. Chapter 2. A protest party gone wild. The Tesla takedown crew wasn't just a fleeting grumble. It was growing into a full-blown fiesta of fury. And boy, did they have a playbook. By early 2025, this ragtag band of rebels had turned their anti-Tesla vibes into a multi-course meal of mischief, serving up protests, sabotage, boycotts, and a side of spicy online chaos. It was like watching a reality show where the stakes were high, the slogans were wild, and the snacks were probably organic. First up, the street party scene. Picture this: it's March 26, 2025, just days before their big global action day on the 29th. Across the US and the UK, folks were dusting off their marching boots and crafting signs that packed a punch. In cities like New York, San Francisco, and even Tucson, because apparently cacti and Teslas don't mix, crowds swarmed Tesla showrooms with all the enthusiasm of a Black Friday sale, minus the shopping. Berkeley brought the granola vibes. Minneapolis added some Midwest grit, and Kansas City probably threw in a barbecue joke or two. The chants? Oh, they were zingers. Elon Musk can go to Mars. We don't need Nazi cars. Rang out alongside the fiery "Burn a Tesla, Save Democracy." No Teslas were actually torched. Thankfully, insurance companies everywhere sighed in relief. Some protesters got so into it that cops had to step in, cuffs and all, proving this wasn't just a casual stroll, but it wasn't all megaphones and mayhem. The crew had a sabotage streak that'd make a cartoon villain proud. Charging stations started playing hide and seek with their cables unplugged by sneaky hands overnight. Tires on display models got mysteriously flat, and one dealership in Stamford, Connecticut, woke up to find Musk equals Martian overlord scrawled in washable marker across a windshield. At least they kept it eco-friendly, right? Then there were the boycotters, the quiet warriors of the movement. They stood outside dealerships, sipping kombucha and urging passersby to skip the Tesla, save the planet. Ironic, considering Tesla's whole green car thing. One guy in Owings Mills even handed out flyers titled 10 Reasons Your Dog Hates Elon, which, admittedly, was a pretty creative flex. Meanwhile, the online front was a circus of its own. X turned into a battlefield where hashtags like #TeslaTakedown and #MooseScoffMars flew faster than SpaceX rockets. One viral post showed a photoshopped Elon riding a Tesla into a volcano captioned, "Send him back to the aliens." Another user, at EcoWarrior69, tweeted, "Every Tesla sold is a vote for Musk's ego boycott now." The comments were a mix of fire emojis, conspiracy threads about Tesla's Shanghai factory being a global domination hub, and at least one person asking, "Wait, can I still keep my Cybertruck?" Memes popped up to think Elon's face on a wanted poster with "Crime, Too Much Influence" in bold. It was chaos, but the kind you couldn't look away from, like a train wreck with Wi-Fi. What tied it all together was the sheer variety. You had the loudmouths with their Nazi car jabs, harsh, sure, but they weren't subtle about their feelings. Then the pranksters, turning Tesla lots into their personal playgrounds. The boycotters played the long game, hoping to dent Musk's wallet one unsold car at a time. And online? That was where the emotions ran hottest, fueled by caffeine and a deep ideological itch to take down the Musk machine. Some said it was about his cozy chats with Trump. Others swore it was America's big, shiny footprint they couldn't stand. One protester in San Francisco, a guy named Tim with a man bun and a megaphone, summed it up. It's not just Elon, it's the whole vibe. Too much power, too many promises, not enough pothole fixes. So there they were, the Tesla takedown. Crew spreading their gospel from Berkeley to Beardistan, still not a real place, but the beards remain epic. Were they out to tank Musk's bank account? Challenge his political clout? Or just give America's golden child a timeout? Maybe all of the above. One thing's clear. With their global shindig just days away, this crew wasn't slowing down. And as Elon tweeted something cryptic about Mars from his private jet, you couldn't help but wonder, would they ever trade the protest signs for a test drive? Probably not. But it sure made for one heck of a story. Chapter 3, From Pranks to Petrol Bomb's Tesla takedown crew had started as a quirky bunch, think megaphones, witty signs, and the occasional unplugged charger. But somewhere along the way, the vibe shifted from playful protest to something a little, well, spicier. By March 2025, the movement wasn't just waving banners anymore. It was tossing Molotov cocktails and leaving a trail of chaos that had Tesla owners double-checking their garage locks. What began as a grumble about Elon's ego had morphed into a full-on demolition derby, and the stakes were getting higher than a Cybertruck on a hill. It started small, or at least smallish. Vandals traded their washable markers for spray cans, scrawling Nazi cars across Tesla hoods in bold, angry letters. Side note, the history buffs among them must have missed the memo that Teslas are about as German as apple pie. Then came the stickers swastikas plastered on windshields like some twisted car decorating contest. Dealerships woke up to shattered windows and charging stations. Let's just say they became barbecue pits overnight, with flames licking the cables and smoke curling into the sky. One guy in Minneapolis even lobbed a homemade petrol bomb at a Model S, shouting, "Take that, Musk," before sprinting off into the night. Spoiler, the car didn't explode like in the movies, but the paint job was toast. The FBI wasn't about to sit this one out. They rolled in with a shiny new task force, slapping the label potential domestic terrorism on the whole mess. Yep, terrorism, because apparently torching a $70,000 car wasn't just a bad day anymore. Agents started sniffing around, and soon enough, they had cuffs on a few culprits. One suspect, a scruffy dude named Jake from Kansas City, didn't hold back during questioning. "It's not just about the cars," he growled, clutching a crumpled "Down with Doge" pamphlet. For the uninitiated, Doge isn't the meme coin here, it's Elon's pet project with Trump, the Department of Government Efficiency. Which sounds like a sitcom waiting to happen. Jake and his crew saw Tesla as the shiny symbol of a government they didn't trust, and they weren't shy about lighting a match to make their point. What was wilder than the attacks themselves? How fast things had escalated. 1 minute, the crew was chanting "Musk off Mars" and sipping kombucha. The next, they were channeling their inner action movie villains. In San Francisco, a charging station went up in flames while a crowd cheered. Someone even posted it on X with the caption, "Roasting Tesla, one plug at a time." In Tucson, a dealership's glass doors got smashed, and the culprits left a note for democracy. Because nothing says freedom like a brick through a window, right? The shift from peaceful pickets to outright destruction had folks scratching their heads. Was this still about Elon's tweets and Trump's tan, or had the crew gone full rebel without a cause? The feds weren't laughing. Calling it domestic terrorism wasn't just a fancy title, it meant they saw this as a threat bigger than a few burned-out chargers. Property damage was one thing, but the FBI worried this could spiral into something uglier, like a nationwide tantrum with Tesla as the punching bag. Elon predictably fired back on X. Some people just can't handle progress. Sad. which only poured more gas on the fire figuratively, though at this point, who could tell? Meanwhile, Tesla owners started forming neighborhood watch groups, armed with Ring cameras and a newfound paranoia about swastika stickers. Back at the scene, the crew wasn't exactly united. Lisa, our eye-rolling friend from the protests, wasn't thrilled. "I signed up to boycott, not to barbecue," she muttered. Watching Dave, "Yes, mister. Down with big tech. Ogle a Molotov recipe online." "Relax," Dave said. "It's just a statement." But as sirens wailed in the distance and another dealership reported a trashed lot, it was clear the statement was getting louder and messier than anyone had planned. Were they freedom fighters, extremists, or just folks with too many matches? The jury was still out, but one thing was certain. The Tesla takedown crew had gone from a quirky sideshow to a headline-grabbing wildfire. And with the FBI on their tail, this road trip was about to get a lot bumpier. Chapter 4. Selling out and sticking it to the Tesla takedown crew wasn't content with just torching Chargers and spray-painting hoods. They had a new trick up their sleeves, and it hit Elon where it hurt most, his wallet. By spring 2025, the movement had cooked up a fresh recipe for rebellion, boycotts, and divestment. The plan? Convince Tesla owners to ditch their sleek rides and urge investors to dump their stock faster than you can say, autopilot. It was less about flames and more about finances. But don't be fooled, this crew still knew how to make a scene. It started with the car owners, those once proud Tesla evangelists who bragged about their silent, eco-friendly rides at every barbecue. Now, some were having second thoughts. Reports trickled in of folks listing their Model 3 Seconds and X's on the used car market, muttering things like, "I can't drive Elon's politics anymore." One guy in Berkeley slapped a regret mobile sticker on his windshield right next to the coexist bumper sticker he'd had since 2010 and waved goodbye as a Prius-loving buyer drove it off. Another owner, a yoga instructor named Sarah from Minneapolis, posted a selfie with her sold Cybertruck, captioned, "Traded Musk's metal monster for inner peace." Namaste, the vibe was clear. Owning a Tesla was starting to feel like a scarlet letter for the anti-Musk crowd, but the real juice was in the sticker game. Tesla owners who couldn't quite part with their cars got creative instead. Drive down any highway, and you'd spot Model S's sporting decals like, "I love the car," "Hate the CEO," or "Musk made me do it, sorry." One genius in Kansas City plastered his trunk with, "This Tesla hates Doge," a nod to Elon's Trump-backed government efficiency gig. It was protest on wheels, subtle enough to avoid a fistfight at the charging station, but loud enough to make a point. These rolling apologies were popping up everywhere, turning Tesla's fan base into a conflicted chorus of, "We're with you, but not with you." Then came the big guns, the divestment brigade. Up in New York, a couple of state senators with furrowed brows and fancy titles launched a campaign to yank the state pension fund out of Tesla's stock. "We're not bankrolling Elon's soapbox," one declared, probably while sipping coffee from a recyclable cup. Across the pond, Denmark's Akademikerpension Fund say that 3 times fast made waves by selling off its modest Tesla shares and slapping the company on their naughty list. Why? They weren't thrilled about Musk's political meddling, or his knack for tweeting things that made fact-checkers weep. "We're out," their statement read, "cool as a Scandinavian winter." These weren't just symbolic gestures. Pension funds pulling out signaled a growing worry that Tesla's stock might be less golden goose and more hot potato. Thanks to Elon's antics, the crew cheered from the sidelines. "Sell your Teslas. Dump the stock." They chanted on X, where #BoycottTesla was trending alongside memes of Elon crying into a pile of cash. One post showed a cartoon Musk holding a "for sale" sign over a flaming factory, captioned, "When even your car hates you." It wasn't all laughs, though some saw real stakes. A financial analyst on a podcast, probably sipping something stronger than coffee, warned, Musk's drama is a risk. If the big investors bail, Tesla's not just losing fans, it's losing fuel. For every owner who sold or stuck a snarky decal on their ride, there was a personal cost to pride, cash, or just the hassle of explaining it at the next dinner party. Back in the wild, Dave, our cap-wearing, Molotov-curious friend, was all in. "This is how we win," he told Lisa, waving a Divest Now flyer he'd printed at home. Lisa, ever the skeptic, sighed. "You think Elon's crying over a few sold sedans? He's probably on Mars by now," Dave grinned. "Maybe, but his bank account's still here." And as the boycott calls echoed from New York to Copenhagen, you had to wonder, could the crew really dent the Musk machine with a few trade-ins and some well-placed stickers? Maybe not. But watching Tesla owners turn their cars into protest art while pension funds played hardball. That was a plot twist even Elon couldn't tweet his way out of. Chapter 5. Cybertrucks, tweets, and trolling. If the Tesla takedown crew had a secret weapon, it was the internet, a wild, buzzing hive where their rebellion found its loudest megaphone. By March 2025, the online front of the movement was less a whisper and more a full-on roar, with X lighting up like a Christmas tree on a power surge. What started as a few snarky hashtags had morphed into a digital circus, complete with viral videos, savage comments, and a community of keyboard warriors ready to take Tesla down one post at a time. The star of the show, the Cybertruck, that angular, futuristic beast that looked like it rolled out of a sci-fi movie and into Elon's garage. Online, folks weren't just mocking it. They were dismantling it, literally. Videos started popping up faster than you can say. Stainless steel, showing people gleefully prying off the truck's panels like kids unwrapping a giant, overpriced present. One clip, captioned "Cybertruck, now in DIY edition," showed a guy in a flannel shirt yanking off a side plate with a crowbar, grinning as he tossed it into a pile. "Musk can keep his spaceship," he quipped. The video racked up millions of views, with comments like, "Finally, a Tesla I can afford one piece at a time," and "Elon's crying in binary right now." It was less about destruction and more about defiance, a middle finger to the Musk machine, one loosened bolt at a time. The Cybertruck chaos was just the tip of the iceberg. Scroll through X, and you'd find a flood of negativity aimed at anyone still daring to sell Teslas. Dealerships got roasted in the comments. "Still peddling Nazi cars, huh?" One user sniped, reviving that old, overcooked insult. Another posted a photoshopped ad of a Tesla with a swastika hood ornament captioned, "Brought to you by Berlin. 1940. Wait, it's just Elon. Harsh. Sure." But the venom wasn't random. It spread like wildfire, fueled by a growing online posse that saw Tesla as everything from a corporate overlord to a political pawn. Boycott these clowns. Read one viral thread, racking up retweets faster than a SpaceX launch countdown. Social media wasn't just a venting ground, it was the crew's command center. Hashtags like #TeslaTakedown and #CyberJunk tied the chaos together, coordinating protests and amplifying the grumbles. One ex-user, at Tesla Teardown, became a minor celebrity after posting a "How to Ditch Your Tesla" guide. Step 1, sell it. Step 2, buy a bike. Step 3, tell Elon to shove it. The guide gets shared so much it probably crashed a server somewhere. Meanwhile, a video of a Minneapolis protest complete with "Musk off Mars" chants went viral after someone synced it to a beat, turning it into the unofficial anthem of the movement. Even the sticker crowd got in on the action, with pics of Regret Mobile Tesla's flooding feeds, each one a tiny digital jab at Elon's empire back in the real world. Lisa watched the online frenzy with a mix of awe and exhaustion. They're tearing Cybertrucks apart now? She asked Dave, who was glued to his phone, chuckling at a clip of a guy using a panel as a sled. Genius, Dave said. Pure genius, Lisa sighed. It's a car, not a Lego set, but Dave wasn't wrong about one thing: the internet had turned the crew into a hydra, cut off one head or panel, and two more popped up, angrier and louder than before. The videos, the trolling, the Nazi car barbs, it all fed a digital beast that was as much about community as it was about chaos. What did it mean? Well, if the streets were where the crew threw punches, the web was where they sharpened their fists. Every dismantled Cybertruck and snarky comment built a tribe of Tesla skeptics, united by a shared ugh at Musk's vibe. Were they just bored pranksters or a legit force? Hard to say. But as Elon tweeted something cryptic about haters fueling innovation, you couldn't help but wonder, could a million keyboard warriors and a few crowbars really rattle the Tesla throne? Maybe not. Still, watching the crew turn cyberspace into their playground was like watching a sitcom unfold, one with terrible cars, great memes, and a plot twist around every corner. Chapter 6. Why They're Mad at Musk. The Tesla takedown crew wasn't just a mob with spray cans and a grudge. They had reasons, or at least a laundry list of gripes that fueled their fire. By March 2025, this movement had grown roots deeper than a Cybertruck's tire tracks, tangled up in a mess of politics, personalities, and a few too many tweets. Sure, the smashed windows and Nazi car jabs made the headlines, but peel back the chaos, and you'd find a stew of motivations simmering beneath. First up on the menu, Elon Musk's political playbook and his cozy dance with Donald Trump. Spoiler, not everyone was clapping along. Let's set the stage. Elon wasn't just the guy who made electric cars cool. He'd become a political lightning rod, zapping opinions left, right, and center. The big spark: his loud and proud support for Trump, the man with the golden hair, and a knack for big promises. Musk didn't just cheer from the sidelines. He'd opened his wallet wide, pouring cash into Trump's campaign like it was rocket fuel for SpaceX. Then came the real kicker. Elon landed a gig overseeing the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, for short, because apparently even government needs a meme name. Picture it: Musk, the billionaire dreamer, now a Trump administration insider, promising to trim the fat off bureaucracy. To some, it was a genius mashup. To the crew, it was a red flag flapping in the wind, but Elon didn't stop at cash and titles. He had opinions, and boy, did he share them. On X, his digital playground, Musk let loose with takes that raised eyebrows and blood pressure. He threw his weight behind Germany's far-right alternative effort Deutschland Aft, a party that made headlines for all the wrong reasons. "They've got some good ideas," he tweeted, probably while sipping coffee on his private jet. Then came the real eyebrow raiser, a bizarre moment where he posted a video of himself doing what some swore was a Nazi salute, complete with a wink and a "just kidding" caption. Elon called it satire. The crew called it a smoking gun. "He's one step from goose-stepping," Dave muttered, scrolling X with a scowl, while Lisa just shook her head. "He's trolling us all, and it's working." The troll fuel lit a match under the movement. For many in the crew, Musk's politics weren't just quirky, they were a deal-breaker. His Trump bromance was bad enough after all. Trump wasn't exactly the poster boy for the eco-warriors or the protest crowd. But DOGE, That felt like Musk sticking his nose where it didn't belong, meddling in government, while Tesla hummed along on taxpayer dime, or so they claimed. And the aft nod? To the crew, it was proof Elon had gone off the deep end, trading his visionary cape for a cape of controversy. He's not just building cars, he's building a dystopia. One ex-post ranted, racking up likes faster than a Tesla on a drag strip. The backlash wasn't subtle. Protesters waved signs reading, Musk plus Trump equals nope, outside dealerships, while X buzzed with threads dissecting every word Elon typed. He's using Tesla to bankroll his weird agenda. At a Corbel 22 posted, alongside a meme of Musk and Trump high-fiving over a pile of burning cash. The Nazi car taunts started making more sense, not as a history lesson, but as a sloppy, emotional jab at Musk's right-wing flirtations. For the crew, Tesla wasn't just a company anymore. It was a symbol of Elon's growing power. A shiny toy tied to a politics they despised. Back in the real world, the motivations clicked into place. Dave, ever the firebrand, saw it as a fight against Musk's empire of influence. Lisa, more practical, shrugged. He's just a guy who talks too much, but yeah, the Trump thing's weird. Whatever the lens, one thing was clear. Elon's political stances and his Trump tango were the gasoline powering this engine of outrage. Were there other gripes? Environment, safety, Tesla's vibes? Sure, and we'll get to those. But for now, the crew had their villain, a billionaire with a Twitter finger and a White House pass. And as Elon tweeted something smug about disrupting, the haters, you couldn't help but think this road was only getting bumpier. Chapter 7, not just politics, it's personnel. The Tesla takedown crew had Elon's politics in their crosshairs. Sure, but that was only half the story. By March 2025, their beef with Tesla had ballooned into a full-on buffet of complaints, piled high with gripes about the cars, the company, and everything in between. It wasn't just about Musk's Trump handshake or his wild tweets anymore, folks. We're mad about safety snaffus, shoddy quality, sketchy business moves, and a laundry list of other sins. For the crew, Tesla wasn't just a political pawn. It was a flawed empire begging for a reckoning. Start with the cars themselves, those shiny symbols of the future that sometimes felt more like rolling headaches. Safety was the big buzzword. Tesla had racked up recalls like a kid collecting trading cards, especially with the Cybertruck. Loose panels flying off? Check. Sticky gas pedals? Yep. Brake glitches? You bet. Then there were the horror stories. Hundreds of reports about cars zooming off on their own like they'd seen a ghost. And the infamous Wompy Wheels, fancy term for when your suspension gives up and your wheel goes rogue. The autopilot and full self-driving beta features didn't help either. Critics called them sloppily rolled out, and some whispered false advertising after one. Too many YouTube clips of Teslas hugging guardrails instead of cruising hands-free. It's not a car, it's a lawsuit with wheels, Dave quipped, showing Lisa a video of a Cybertruck shedding a panel mid-highway. She winced. At least it's aerodynamic now. Quality was another sore spot. Tesla's breakneck production. Pace got a hit. Those quarterly goals left some cars feeling like they'd been assembled during a coffee break. Owners griped about misaligned doors, creaky interiors, and paint jobs that chipped faster than a cheap manicure. Worse, there were whispers of secret recalls, Tesla allegedly fixing issues on the down low, but only if you signed an NDA tighter than a spaceship hatch. They're not selling cars. They're selling duct tape and prayers. 1X. Post snarked, complete with a photo of a Model Y with a wonky bumper. The crew lapped it up, seeing it as proof Tesla cared more about hype than hardware. Then there was the company itself, a workplace that sounded less like a tech utopia and more like a reality TV train wreck. Reports painted a grim picture: employees overworked, injury rates sky high, and a culture where harassment and racism allegedly festered like mold in a forgotten lunchbox. Unions? Tesla fought them off like they were alien invaders. Elon treats his factories like Mars colonies, except the Martians would unionize. A former worker posted anonymously on X, sparking a thread of "I quit Tesla" horror stories. The crew nodded along, adding toxic vibes to their growing list of Tesla crimes. Environmentally, Tesla's green halo was looking a bit tarnished. Sure, electric cars saved gas, but the company had been slapped with fines for air quality slip-ups, ironic for a planet-saving outfit. Dig deeper, and the supply chain raised eyebrows. Whispers of toxic chemicals and kid labor in far-off mines didn't jibe with the eco-warrior image. "They're green until you peek under the hood," Lisa mused, scrolling a report on her phone. Dave smirked. "Yeah, saving the world, one child mind battery at a time, and don't get the crew started on the business ethics or lack thereof." Musk and Tesla had a rap sheet longer than a CVS receipt: accusations of fraud over the SolarCity buyout, selling lemons dressed up as luxury, and overpromising everything from self-driving timelines to Mars trips. Elon's tweets didn't help those. Reckless zingers about stock prices or funding secured that landed him in hot water more than once. He's not a CEO. He's a chaos generator, one protester scribbled on a sign outside a dealership, summing up the vibe.so. There it was, a movement fueled not just by politics, but by a pile of frustrations: cars that broke, workers who burned out, promises that fizzled, and a green dream with some dirty stains. For the crew, Tesla wasn't just Musk's toy. It was a house of cards begging to topple. As Elon tweeted something about haters being my rocket fuel, the crew kept marching, their chants now a chorus of "fix your cars, fix your soul." Whether it was the wompy wheels or the workplace woes, one thing was clear: this takedown was personal, and they weren't done digging yet. Chapter 8, Musk's Doge Days and the Rebel Yelby March 2025. The Tesla takedown crew had a new bone to pick, and it wasn't just about loose Cybertruck panels or Elon's edgy tweets. This time, their sights were set on Musk's starring role in the Department of Government Efficiency Doge, the Trump-backed brainchild that had turned federal offices into ghost towns faster than you can say. Budget cuts, with Elon at the helm. Doge had slashed jobs left and right, and the crew wasn't having it. To them, this wasn't just a car company kerfuffle anymore. It was a full-blown showdown over power, principle, and the occasional pink bullhorn. Let's rewind a bit. Doge, with Musk as its unofficial ringmaster, had stormed into 2025 like a wrecking ball in a china shop. By February, over 60,000 federal workers had been pink slipped across agencies: think education, Veterans Affairs. Even the USDA, where food inspectors and bug experts got the boot. The goal? Trim the fat, boost efficiency, and save $1 trillion or two, all while Elon grinned from the Oval Office sidelines. Trump cheered him on, calling it a great job on waste and fraud, but the crew saw something darker: a billionaire car guy dismantling the government, one layoff at a time. Unconstitutional and illegal. They shouted, waving signs outside Tesla stores from Portland to New York. To them, Musk wasn't just tweaking the system, he was torching it. The layoffs hit hard and fast. Picture this: a USDA worker in Phoenix, 6 weeks into the gig, staring at a termination email, citing performance issues he'd never heard of. Or a Veterans Affairs HR vet, a 3-time Trump voter, muttering, "Never again," as 80,000 jobs get the axe. The crew latched onto these stories, seeing Musk's Doge fingerprints all over the chaos. They weren't wrong. Elon had muscled into agencies like the Treasury and IRS, his team of 20-something coders poking at sensitive systems while he tweeted about tyranny of the bureaucracy. To the protesters, it smelled like a power grab. Musk using Doge to gut public services, kill oversight, and leave a trail of jobless feds in his wake. He's not saving taxpayers, he's screwing them. One ex-post fumed, next to a pic of a Tesla showroom picket line. That's where the Tesla takedown movement kicked into high gear. It wasn't just about boycotts or sticker wars anymore, though. Doge equals dictator decals were trending. Protesters hit the streets, convinced Musk's Tesla empire was bankrolling his government-slashing spree. In Portland, Carol Ann Fry led 350 marchers past a dealership, her pink bullhorn blaring, "Elon Musk has got to go." In New York, 9 got hauled off in cuffs after storming a Tesla store, chanting about job losses and unlawful overreach. Even national parks saw action rangers rappelled down Yosemite's El Capitan with an upside-down flag, a distress call over 1,000 Park Service cuts. The message was clear. Musk's Doge gig wasn't just a side hustle. It was a threat to the public good, and Tesla was the shiny symbol they could smack. The crew's outrage wasn't baseless. A Maryland judge had just ruled Musk's Doge reign, shutting down U.S. aid, and all might be unconstitutional. A legal gut punch that had protesters crowing, "Told you so." They saw a pattern. Elon's coziness with Trump, his push for deregulation. And now mass layoffs that left agencies like the EPA scrambling to enforce clean air rules with half the staff. He's not fixing government, he's breaking it, Lisa sighed, watching Dave scroll X for the latest Doge casualty count. Dave nodded. And Tesla's his battering ram, whether it was true or not. The perception stuck. Musk was leveraging his car king clout to reshape Washington. And the crew was ready to fight back. One protest at a time. So here we are, March 27, 2025, with the Tesla takedown crew in full swing. They weren't just mad about wompy wheels or factory vibes anymore. This was about jobs, oversight, and a billionaire they saw as a one-man demolition crew. As Elon tweeted something about haters fueling innovation, the protesters kept marching, their signs a mix of fury and snark. Doge ate my job. And Tesla, driving chaos since 2025. Were they rebels with a cause or just a loud bunch with a grudge? Maybe both. But one thing was for sure. Musk's Doge adventure had lit a fire under them. And this takedown was far from over. Chapter 9. The Trump-Musk tango that lit the Fuseby March 2025. The Tesla takedown crew wasn't just a loose band of grumblers, they'd become a full-on symphony of dissent, with Donald Trump and Elon Musk as the conductors they loved to hate. The ties between this movement and the Trump-Musk duo weren't some shadowy conspiracy scribbled on a napkin. They were as clear as a Cybertruck's windshield well before someone smashed it. Direct jabs and indirect vibes wove a tangled web, and the crew was ready to unravel it, one protest sign at a time. Buckle up, this one's a two-man show with a lot of baggage. First, the straight-up, no chaser connection. The crew's ramp-up wasn't random, it synced perfectly with Trump's January 2025 inauguration and Musk's shiny new Doge badge. Picture it. Trump's back in the White House, slapping Elon on the back like they're old frat buddies, and suddenly, the Tesla takedown crew's calendar gets real busy. Protests spiked, tires got slashed, and charging stations turned into bonfires just as Musk started flexing his government efficiency muscles. Coincidence? Not to the crew. Their chants made it crystal. Musk in Trump's pocket? We're not buying it. Signs waved high with zingers like Trump plus Musk equals tyranny on wheels, while graffiti swapped Nazi cars for Trump's Teslas in a sloppy, spray-painted Topher. Carol Ann Fry, our pink bullhorn hero from Portland, put it blunt: Elon's White House gig is why we're here. It's undemocratic and we're pissed. Timing and tempers don't lie. Trump handing Musk the Doge reins was the match. That lit this powder keg, but it wasn't just the obvious stuff. The indirect TIs were sneakier, like a plot twist you don't see coming. Musk had turned X into his personal soapbox, amplifying right-wing hot takes and conspiracy theories faster than you can say, retweet. One day, he's hyping Germany's aft. The next, he's winking at Kanan-style rants about deep state cabals. It wasn't exactly a love letter to Tesla's eco-hippie fan base or anyone who didn't vibe with MAGA hats. He's alienating half his customers, Lisa mused, scrolling a thread where @GreenDriver99 swore off Tesla after Musk's latest truth bomb. Who needs enemies when you've got Elon's thumbs? Dave cackled. That slow burn of disillusionment. It nudged folks toward the crew, especially those already side-eyeing Trump's crew. Trump didn't help by playing hype man. He couldn't. Stop gushing about Musk, my genius friend Elon. And Tesla got the golden boy treatment in speeches about American innovation. To the crew, it was a neon sign. Tesla wasn't just a car company. It was Trump's pet project, a four-wheeled extension of his agenda. Every Tesla sold is a vote for Don, one ex-post griped, complete with a cartoon of Trump steering a Model S into the Capitol. True or not, the perception stuck, especially among Trump haters who saw Musk as his billionaire sidekick. There, a package deal, a protester in Minneapolis shrugged, tossing a Musk-Trump 2025 flyer into the wind. Then there was the Doge distraction. Musk's government gig wasn't just ruffling feathers, it was ruffling Tesla's feathers too. Investors whispered about Elon's split focus. One minute he's tweeting about federal layoffs, the next he's dodging calls about Cybertruck recalls. He's too busy playing bureaucrat to run a company, a Wall Street type grumbled on a podcast, while X buzzed with, "Sell Tesla, Captain Chaos is distracted." Customers felt it, 2 delays piled up, service lagged, and the vibe was less visionary and more, "Where's the boss?" That frustration trickled down, feeding the crew's narrative. Musk's Trump tango wasn't just bad politics. It was bad business. So, direct or indirect, the Trump-Musk link was the thread tying this mess together. The crew saw it in the Doge layoffs and protest spikes, straight up cause and effect. But they felt it too in Elon's X-rants, Trump's cheerleading, and the slow drip of doubt about Tesla's soul. It's a two-headed monster, Dave said, sketching a Trump-Musk hybrid on a napkin. Lisa smirked. And we're the pitchforks. As Elon tweeted something smug about disrupting the status quo, the crew kept marching, their signs a mashup of fury and snark. No Trump, no Musk, no Tesla, yuck. Love them or hate them. One thing was undeniable. This takedown was a Trump-Musk production, and the reviews were in loud and clear. Chapter 10, Stars, Stripes, and Spray Paint Be March 2025. The Tesla takedown crew had torched Chargers, trashed Cybertrucks, and turned X into a protest rally. But were they trashing more than just Elon's toys? A big, messy question started bubbling up. Was this whole anti-Tesla circus secretly an anti-American crusade? With Tesla waving the red, white, and blue as a homegrown success story, the crew's antics had some folks clutching their apple pies and wondering if the pitchforks were aimed at Uncle Sam himself. It was a debate with more layers than a 4th of July cake, and both sides had plenty to say. On one hand, Team Tesla equals America had a solid pitch. Tesla wasn't just some Silicon Valley side hustle, it was a US-born juggernaut, pumping out thousands of jobs from California to Nevada to New York. Factory workers, engineers, even the baristas near Tesla HQ owed their paychecks to Elon's electric empire. Trump himself had dubbed Musk a truly great American, slapping a patriotic gold star on Tesla's hood during a Rose Garden speech. To fans, the company was a poster child for Made in the USA, a roaring symbol of tech smarts and manufacturing muscle. Attack Tesla and you're attacking American innovation, a pundit barked on cable news, adjusting his flag pin. The White House piled on, with the press secretary hinting that the FBI's domestic terrorism label on Tesla vandalism wasn't just about broken windows, it was about a threat to the nation's core. The logic tracked for some. Every slashed tire or torched charger didn't just ding Musk's ego, it hit workers in the wallet. Take Fremont, California, where Tesla's massive plant kept a small army of locals employed. Smash a car, and you're not hurting Elon, you're hurting my neighbor who builds it, a factory dad grumbled on X, posting a selfie with his kid's little league team sponsored by Tesla naturally. Critics of the crew argued this wasn't a Musk takedown, it was a community takedown, chipping away at jobs, tech breakthroughs, and the good old American dream. Tesla's a winner, Trump tweeted, and winners make America great. To this crowd, the crew's spray cans might as well have been painting, "Down with the USA" across the heartland. The crew, of course, saw it differently, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. For now, the anti-American case had legs. Trump's cheerleading tied Tesla to national pride, and the White House's terrorism tag up the stakes suddenly. A Molotov cocktail wasn't just a tantrum. It was a middle finger to the flag. On X, at Patriot Proud 88 raged, "These punks hate Tesla because they hate America plain and simple." A viral meme showed a bald eagle shedding a tear over a burning Model Y, captioned, "When you attack innovation, you attack freedom." Even some Tesla skeptics paused. Sure, Musk was a loose cannon, but wasn't trashing an American company a bit. Un-American, back in the fray, Dave and Lisa watched the debate unfold. "They're calling us traitors now?" Lisa asked, sipping coffee as she scrolled a thread accusing the crew of sabotaging the nation. Dave snorted, waving his "Doge ate my job" sign. "Tesla's American. So's apple pie, doesn't mean I have to eat it," Lisa smirked. Tell that to the guy with the eagle tattoo. The crew wasn't buying the Patriot guilt trip, not yet. To them, Tesla was Musk's baby, not America's, and their fight was with the man, not the map. But as Trump's voice boomed and the FBI's sirens wailed, the question lingered, were they rebels against a car king, or accidental FOs of the stars and stripes? This was no simple yes or no. Tesla's American roots jobs, tech, pride gave. The anti-USA argument some horsepower. But the crew had their own story brewing, one we'll unpack next. For now, the clash was loud and proud, with both sides digging in. As Elon tweeted something about haters fearing American greatness, the crew kept marching, their signs a defiant mix, "No Musk, no mess." And America's fine Tesla's not, love it or hate it, this takedown was stirring a bigger pot than anyone expected, and the taste test was still to come. Chapter 11, Musk's Mess. Not America's Tesla takedown crew had been slapped with the anti-American label, but they weren't ready to trade their protest signs for pitchforks aimed at the flag just yet. By March 2025, as the debate over their motives roared louder than a Model S in ludicrous mode, a counterpoint was rising. This wasn't about hating America, it was about hating Musk, and maybe Trump too. The crew had a story to tell, and it was less down with the USA and more down with the guy in the driver's seat, Buckle up, this one's a road trip with a point. At its core, the crew's beef was personal, not patriotic. They weren't burning Teslas because they despised apple pie or bald eagles. They were mad at Elon Musk, his Trump bromance, and the political circus that came with it. It's not America were after its Musk's ego. Carol Ann Fry declared, her pink bullhorn buzzing outside a San Francisco dealership. The evidence was in the details. Signs reading Musk off Mars and Trump's Tesla puppet didn't exactly scream death to the stars and stripes. Even Tesla owners got in on it, folks like Sarah from Minneapolis, who'd sold her Cybertruck, but still sighed, I loved the car, just not the CEO. On X, at Tesla Fanamore posted a pic of his Model 3 with a Musk Sucks sticker, captioning it, great ride, terrible rider. The crew wasn't trashing the company's American DNA, they were aiming at the guys steering it. Their gripes had a laundry list to back them up, and it wasn't about nationality. Safety woes like those wompy wheels and runaway accelerators weren't anti-American. They were anti-crashing. Quality flops, think peeling paint, and secret recalls weren't a jab at the U.S. They were a jab at Tesla's assembly line. The workplace horror stories, harassment, racism, union busting didn't target the flag. They targeted a corporate culture gone sour. And the environmental slip-ups, fines for air pollution, and sketchy supply chains weren't a middle finger to Uncle Sam. They were a call-out to a green company that wasn't always so squeaky clean. We'd critique any outfit pulling this stuff, Lisa said, sipping her coffee. Ford, Toyota. Tesla doesn't matter where they're from. Dave nodded, waving his Doge ate my job sign. It's not the country, it's the chaos. The crew wasn't alone in keeping it civil, well, mostly. Groups like Indivisible, a progressive posse helping organize protests, waved the peace flag high. We're here for marches, not Molotovs. Their flyers read, urging calm even as some rogue vandals ignored the memo. Their beef was specific. Musk's right-wing X-rants, his Doge layoffs, his Trump TIs. Analysts chimed in too, pointing the finger at Elon's own playbook. He's the one who politicized Tesla, a talking head mused on a podcast. You alienate half the country with Nazi salute winks and conspiracy tweets. You're gonna get blowback. The crew wasn't rejecting American values, they were rejecting a billionaire's baggage. And Tesla just happened to be his ride. Still, the anti-American tag lingered, thanks to Tesla's star-spangled resume jobs. Innovation, Trump's praise. But the crew saw a bigger picture. Brands weren't sacred cows anymore. In a world where your car choice could signal your politics, Tesla's Musk-Trump glow-up made it a lightning rod. It's not about America, it's about what Tesla's become. A protester in Berkeley shrugged, taping a "No Musk, no" mess sign to a lamppost. X lit up with the sentiment, criticizing a company isn't treason. At Eka Voice 22 posted, it's holding it accountable. Even the sticker crowd agreed those I love the car, hate the CEO decals weren't burning flags. They were drawing lines. So, was the Tesla takedown anti-American? The debate was a toss-up. Team Patriot saw a hit on jobs and pride. The crew saw a hit on Musk and his messes. As Elon tweeted something smug about haters fearing progress, Lisa and Dave watched the fray from their coffee spot. They think we hate America? Dave chuckled, sketching a cartoon Musk in a Trump wig. Lisa smirked. Nah, we just hate his fan club. In the end, this wasn't a flag-waving war. It was a brand name brawl, and the crew was playing to win, one snarky sign at a time. America? Still standing. Tesla? Well, that was another story, Chapter 12. hitting America harder than Elon. The Tesla takedown crew had Elon Musk in their sights, his 12.8% stake, his Doge antics, his X-fueled chaos. But as March 2025 rolled on, a sharper truth started peeking through the spray paint and protest chants. Sure, they were nicking Musk's empire, but were they also clipping America's wings in the process? With Tesla's ownership spread wide across institutions, pension funds, and everyday workers, some argued the crew's crusade was less a jab at one billionaire and more a sucker punch to the nation he called home. Let's zoom out and see where the shrapnel's really landing. Elon's $100 billion-plus stake made him the poster boy, no question. At 12.7% to 12.8%, he was Tesla's loudest shareholder for 1 million shares worth of clout, enough to keep him tweeting from a gold-plated jet. But here's the kicker. Even if the crew tanked Tesla's stock or torched every Cybertruck in sight, Musk wasn't exactly headed for the poorhouse. He's got SpaceX X and a dozen other toys, Lisa pointed out, scrolling a Forbes list of Elon's ventures. A few billion off Tesla? He'd still buy Mars. Dave frowned, tapping his Musk off Mars sign. Yeah, but it'd sting. True, but the sting for Musk was a paper cut compared to the bruise it could leave on America's hide. Take the jobs angle. Tesla wasn't just a logo, it was a lifeline for tens of thousands of U.S. workers. Fremont's factory alone employed over 20,000 folks, welders, coders, line workers who'd built lives around those paychecks. Add in gigafactories in Nevada, Texas, and New York, and you're talking 5,000 plus American jobs, from engineers to janitors. The crew's boycotts and vandalism weren't just denting Musk's wallet, they were rattling those livelihoods. Smash a showroom, and Elon's fine. A Fremont mom posted on X, but my husband's overtime's gone. If Tesla's sales tanked or factories slowed, the ripple hit hard. Layoffs, shuttered suppliers, and towns like Sparks, Nevada, where Tesla's battery plant propped up diners and daycare centers. Musk might shrug. Sparks wouldn't. Then there's the money trail, those 47% to 66% of shares held by institutional giants like Vanguard and BlackRock. These weren't Musk's piggy banks, they were America's nest eggs. Pension funds, like New York's $1.4 billion stake, or Minnesota's hefty slice, tied Tesla to retirees, futures teachers sipping coffee in Buffalo, firefighters grilling in Duluth. A Tesla stock dip didn't just trim Elon's billions. It nibbled at those pensions, shaving dollars off monthly checks for folks who'd never heard of Doge. We're not hurting Musk, we're hurting Grandma, a financial analyst quipped on a podcast, half joking, but half serious. Even the crew's divestment wins, like Denmark's academic pension bailing, set a precedent. If more funds followed, the stock could wobble, and America's retirement safety net would feel the shake, symbolically. Tesla carried weight too. Trump wasn't wrong to call it a great American story born in California, built on U.S. soil, a middle finger to oil-rich rivals abroad. It wasn't just cars. It was a tech flex, a green energy banner waved high in a world where China's BYD was gunning for the EV crown. The crew's Nazi car barbs and Charger bonfires didn't just mock Musk, they dulled that shine, risking Tesla's edge in a global race. Trash Tesla, and you're handing Beijing a win, a think tank type warned on X, posting a graph of China's EV exports. Hyperbole? Maybe. But if Tesla faltered, America's rep as an innovation. Hub took a hit, and Musk, with his diversified billions, wouldn't be the one crying. The crew saw it differently, of course. We're after Elon, not America, Caroline Fry insisted, her bullhorn buzzing. He's the problem, Tesla's just collateral. Fair, but collateral can bleed. A torched dealership didn't bankrupt Musk. It spooked investors, slashed jobs, and left communities scrambling. Elon's 12.8% might dip, but he'd bounce. SpaceX alone was a $350 billion cushion. Meanwhile, the 50,000 workers, the pensioners, the small-town suppliers, they didn't have a rocket to ride out the storm. He's laughing from his jet, Lisa mused, watching a clip of Musk grinning at a launch. Dave scowled. And we're the ones stuck in the wreckage. So here's the rub. The Tesla takedown crew wanted Musk's head on a pike, but their swings were landing on America's shoulders. Jobs lost, pensions pinched, a national icon tarnished Elon could weather it with a tweet and a smirk, but the U.S. couldn't shrug off the fallout so easy. As the crew marched on, signs high and spirits fierce, the question loomed: were they cutting the king's purse strings, or accidentally snipping the threads of the flag he flew under? Maybe both. But one thing was clear: this takedowns tab was bigger than Musk's alone, and America might be the one stuck with the bill. Chapter 13. Musk's shadow outweighs his shares. March 2025. The Tesla takedown crew had their sights locked on Elon Musk, and the ownership pie won 2.8 for him, a sprawling 47% to 66% for institutions didn't seem to dull their aim one bit. Sure, Musk's stake was a minority slice, a hefty $100 billion-plus chunk that didn't even crack 13%. But to the crew, he wasn't just a shareholder. He was Tesla's beating heart, its loudmouth soul, and its lightning rod mascot. Did his relatively modest ownership tweak their motives or muddle their view? Not a chance. If anything, Musk's outsized shadow made him the perfect bullseye. Shares or no shares, let's break it down. Elon wasn't just the CEO clocking in for a paycheck. He was the mad genius behind Tesla's blueprint, the guy who dreamed up the Cybertruck between sips of coffee and Mars plotting. His fingerprints were on every curve of the Model S, every whir of the autopilot, every bold promise of a battery-powered future. But it wasn't his boardroom title that glued him to Tesla's identity. It was his megaphone. On X, Musk didn't whisper. He roared, firing off takes about politics, Doge, and whatever else popped into his head. He's not a CEO, he's a one-man hype machine, Lisa said, scrolling a thread where Elon had just tweeted about disrupting the haters again. Dave smirked. Yeah, and Tesla's his stage. That stage presence turned Musk into Tesla's living logo, far beyond his 12.8%. The crew didn't care that Vanguard's 7.5% or BlackRock's 6.3% outmuscled him in raw shares. They weren't the ones tweeting about Trump or winking at conspiracy nuts. Denmark's academic Kirpenschen nailed it when they dumped their Tesla. Stake sniffing. You can't talk Tesla without talking Elon Musk. He is Tesla. Their exit wasn't about the cars or the factories. It was about Musk's political pirouettes and X-fueled antics. To them and to the crew, the guy with 410 million shares wasn't just a minority owner. He was the brand's beating, blabbering pulse. Shares don't matter, Carol Ann Fry shouted through her bullhorn outside a dealership. He's the face we're fighting. That face shaped the crew's whole vibe. Their beef wasn't with Vanguard's boardroom or State Street's spreadsheets. It was with Musk's Doge layoffs, his Trump bromance, his Nazi salute stunts. His minority stake didn't soften their resolve. It sharpened it. He owns less than 13%, but he acts like he owns 100, Dave grumbled, sketching a cartoon Musk with a Tesla crown. The perception stuck. Elon's outsized role CEO, visionary, ex-Lord made him the lightning rod, not the faceless 66% of institutional investors. On X, At Tesla Takedown posted, Musk's 12.8% runs the show, Vanguard's just along for the ride, racking up retweets from the crew's digital army. To them, Tesla wasn't a democracy of shareholders, it was Musk's kingdom. Minority or not, did it fuel their fire? You bet. His loudmouth leadership made him the perfect villain, every tweet a match, every doge caught a flame. The crew didn't. Dig into balance sheets to see BlackRock's 6.1% or New York's $1.4 billion pension stake. They saw Musk's grin on every Tesla ad and heard his voice in every recalled Dodge. He's the puppet master, a protester in Minneapolis shrugged, taping a Musk must go sign to a lamppost. The rest are just puppets, even Tesla owners who love their cars like Sarah with her regret mobile sticker aimed. Their size at Elon, not the silent suits holding 47%. His minority slice didn't dilute their anger. It distilled it, zeroing in on the man who loomed larger than his ledger.so, while Musk's 12.8% kept him rich, but not ruling. His spotlight hogging flipped the script. The crew didn't care about the math, they cared about the myth. He's Tesla's soul, shares or not, Lisa mused, watching Dave doodle Musk as a king on a tiny throne. And we're the peasants with pitchforks. As Elon tweeted something smug about haters fueling innovation, the crew kept marching, their signs a chorus of Musk, not us. His ownership might have been a sliver, but his shadow was a giant, and that's what drove this takedown, loud and clear. Chapter 14, Musk's Grip, Real or Imagined, March 2025. The Tesla takedown crew had zeroed in on Elon Musk like a heat-seeking missile, and it wasn't just his 12.8% stake or his X-fueled bravado that kept him in their crosshairs. To them, Musk wasn't just a shareholder or a CEO, he was the puppet master pulling Tesla's strings, steering its soul, and calling the shots, minority ownership be damned. Shares might have said one thing, but the crew's gut said another. Elon ruled the roost, and they were betting their pitchforks on it. Was it fact or fiction? Either way, it was the fuel in their tank. The crew didn't need a spreadsheet to feel Musk's grip. They saw it in every move Tesla made. He wasn't just the guy signing checks. He was the brain dreaming up wild designs, the voice promising self-driving miracles, the vibe setting Tesla's tone. He's not a CEO, he's a dictator with a Twitter account, Dave quipped, taping. A Musk must go flyer to a lamppost. Lisa nodded, scrolling X where a Tesla Rebel 99 posted. Elon sneezes. Tesla catches a cold one 2.8, or not. To the crew, his stake was just a number. His control was the compass. Every Doge rant, every recall dodge, every Nazi salute wink, they saw Musk's fingerprints, not Vanguard's or BlackRock's. The suits own more, but Elon runs. Carol Ann Fry bellowed through her bullhorn, rallying a crowd outside a dealership. Whispers about the board only fanned the flames. Word on the street and X was that Tesla's board wasn't exactly a bastion of independence. Literally friends and family. One viral thread snarked, pointing to cozy TIs. Musk's brother Kimball sat there, alongside pals like James Murdoch and loyalists who'd been in Elon's orbit for years. Critics called it a yes-man club, a rubber stamp for Musk's whims. They're not governing, they're golfing with him. A protester in San Francisco scoffed, waving a sign that read board equals BFFs. True or not, it stuck in the crew's craw. If the board was Musk's personal cheer squad, his 12.8% didn't need to be 51% to call the tune. He's got the keys, the car, and the playlist, Dave muttered, sketching a cartoon Musk puppeteering. A boardroom of bobbleheads. That perception wasn't just talk, it shaped the crew's whole game plan. They figured if Musk was the wizard behind the curtain, targeting him was the way to rattle Tesla's cage. Boycotts? Hit Elon's baby. Hit his pride, they reasoned. Protests? Make Musk squirm and Tesla feels it, even the vandalism misguided. As it was aimed at his legacy, not some faceless institution's bottom line. On X, at Talkadown Tesla posted, "Pressure Musk, pressure Tesla boards too busy clapping to care." The logic was simple. Elon's sway, real or imagined, made him the lever to flip the company. Shares be damned. "He's the bottleneck," Lisa said, sipping coffee. "Squeeze him, and the whole thing chokes." Did it hold water? Maybe. Musk's loudmouth style and visionary clout did steer Tesla's path. His tweets alone could tank or spike the stock faster than a board meeting. The board's buddy-buddy rep didn't help Kimball's presence and the lack of a tough counterweight fed the Musk's kingdom vibe. But the flip side loomed. With 66% in institutional hands, Vanguard or BlackRock could theoretically flex harder if they wanted. "They're asleep at the wheel," a financial blogger mused. On X, letting Elon play king. The crew didn't care. They saw Musk's shadow everywhere, and that's what drove their March.so. As the Tesla takedown crew kept up the heat, their Musk obsession revealed the truth. They didn't need him to own the majority to blame him for the mess. His 12.8% was a footnote. His control, perceived or real, was the headline. "He's Tesla's brain, bored or not," Dave said, doodling Musk with a crown and a puppet string. Lisa smirked. "And we're the scissors." As Elon tweeted something cryptic about haters fueling genius, the crew pressed on, convinced that clipping his wings would ground Tesla to minority stake or not. He was their dragon to slay. Chapter 15. Pension funds joined the party. March 2025. The Tesla takedown crew wasn't the only one side-eyeing Elon Musk's reign. Some of Tesla's big money backers were starting to fidget too. The ownership pie might have shown Musk at 12.8% and institutions hogging 47% to 66%. But it wasn't just the street protesters waving red flags. Pension funds, those steady, sensible giants betting billions on Tesla's future, were getting antsy, and their moves were sending ripples far beyond the picket lines. Turns out, Musk's wild ride wasn't just ruffling the crew's feathers. It was rattling the suits who prized stability over spaceship dreams. Take the pension crowd. They weren't exactly the Molotov-throwing type, but they had their own way of making noise. Denmark's academic Kerpension had already made headlines by ditching its Tesla shares, citing Musk's political pirouettes and X-fueled chaos as deal-breakers. Where out, they'd sniffed, waving goodbye to their modest stake like it was a bad date. But they didn't stop there before bolting. They'd filed a shareholder proposal pushing for better worker rights. A polite but pointed jab at Tesla's labor was under Musk's watch. "It's not just about profit, it's about principle." Their statement read, sounding more like a sermon than a stock tip. The crew cheered from the sidelines, with a Tesla takedown tweeting, "Even the suits can't stomach Elon's circus." Academic Kerpension wasn't alone. Whispers were swirling that other pension funds like New York's $1.4 billion behemoth or Minnesota's hefty slice were eyeing the exits too, or at least thinking hard about it. Why? Musk's antics weren't just a PR headache. They were a financial ticking bomb. His Doge layoffs, Trump tango, and Nazi salute winks weren't just alienating customers, they were spooking investors who hated drama more than a bad quarterly report. Reputational risk is real, a Wall Street analyst mused on X, and Musk's turning Tesla into a soap opera for funds tied to retirees. Think teachers, cops, park rangers. Stability trumped Elon's galaxy brain gambles. They want steady returns, not a roller coaster, Lisa said, scrolling a pension fund's annual report. Dave grinned. Elon's giving him whiplash. The shareholder moves weren't just symbolic, they were strategic. Academic Kirpin's worker rights proposal wasn't a lone shot. It was a signal that big players could flex their muscle to nudge Tesla's path. With 66% of shares in institutional hands, Vanguard at 7.5%, BlackRock at 6.3%, State Street at 3.5%, these giants had the clout to make Musk sweat if they chose to. They're not burning tires, but they're lighting fires, Dave quipped, doodling a cartoon Musk dodging a shareholder ballot. The crew saw it as ammo. If pension funds could pressure Tesla over labor or ethics, it wasn't just their fight, it was a boardroom brawl too. Musk's not untouchable. Caroline Fry shouted through her bullhorn, even the moneybags know it. That crossover was the kicker. The crew's street-level gripes about Musk's control, Tesla's culture. His political stunts weren't just echoing in protest chants. They were bouncing off balance sheets. Pension funds weren't grabbing pitchforks, but their divestment threats and shareholder nudges showed the same unease. Elon's one-man show was a liability. It's not just us, Lisa mused, watching a clip of a New York senator railing against Tesla's pension stake. The suits are waking up for funds prioritizing long-term vibes over short-term hype. Musk's chaos clashed with their playbook. Responsible governance didn't jibe with a CEO tweeting conspiracy memes. At 3am.so, as the Tesla takedown crew marched on, they had unexpected allies in the pinstripe crowd. Musk's 12.8% might have made him the face, but the pension fund's billions made them the muscle, and they weren't all in for the ride. He's shaking the tree, Dave said, sketching Musk juggling Tesla shares while pensioners glared. Lisa smirked. And the apples are falling on us all. As Elon tweeted something smug about disrupting the doubters, the crew and their new boardroom buddies kept the pressure on, proof that this takedown wasn't just a street fight. It was a shareholder showdown too. Chapter 16. Voices from all corners. By March 2025, the Tesla takedown crew had sparked a firestorm, and everyone, protesters, pundits, owners, analysts, had an opinion to toss into the blaze. The movement wasn't just a street brawl or a shareholder squabble anymore. It was a full-on debate, with cheers, jeers, and shrugs coming from every angle. Was this a righteous rebellion, a reckless rampage, or something in between? The chatter was loud, the takes were hot, and the popcorn was optional. Let's tune in to the chorus of voices weighing in on this electric showdown. First up, the cheerleaders, the crew's die-hard fans. To them, Elon Musk wasn't just a CEO. He was a political wrecking ball, smashing Democratic vibes with his Trump TIs and Doge layoffs. He's a threat to fairness, Caroline Fry declared, her bullhorn buzzing outside a dealership. They had a laundry list. Tesla's shaky safety record, those wompy wheels, dodgy quality peeling paint, and ethical slip-ups, labor woes. Anyone? Boycotts and divestment. That was their megaphone, a way to yank Musk's chain and curb his clout. Hit his wallet, hit his power, Dave grinned, waving a Musk must go sign. On X, at a Corbel 22 posted, Tesla's his toy, were taking it away. To them, this wasn't just about cars. It was payback for Elon's federal job slashing spree, a middle finger to his White House side gig. Then came the naysayers, shaking their heads and clutching their pearls. To them, the crew's antics, torch chargers, slashed tires, weren't noble. They were nuts. Vandalism isn't a vote, a Fremont factory worker snapped on X. It's a crime. They saw collateral damage everywhere, innocent Tesla owners dodging Nazi car taunts, workers sweating layoffs if sales tanked, an American economy bruised by the chaos. This isn't justice, it's jealousy, a pundit huffed on cable news, suggesting the crew envied Musk's success. Trump's camp doubled down, with the White House press secretary calling it terrorism and framing Tesla as a star-spangled hero under siege. Hurt Tesla, hurt America, at Patriot Proud 88 tweeted, next to an eagle meme. Some owners stayed loyal too, at Cyberfan 77 posted, Musk's a visionary, deal with it, while Berlin's Gigafactory boss shrugged off the drama. We're building cars, not crying over politics, caught in the middle. The fence-sitters, sipping coffee and scribbling notes. These voices, analysts, bloggers, neutral observers, saw the mess through a wider lens. Musk's political stunts were denting Tesla's shine, they admitted. Sales dips and X backlash proved it. He's a lightning rod, a market watcher mused on a podcast, and Tesla's getting zapped, they pointed to bigger threats. To China's BYD and Europe's EV upstarts, nipping at Tesla's heels. A stock wobble? Possible, with Musk's gaffe-prone X habit a burden to investors. One hedge fund type warned. They clocked the partisan split too. Republicans hoisted Musk as a hero, while Democrats griped about his Doge cuts and aft nods. It's a culture war with wheels, Lisa said, scrolling a think tank report. Dave smirked. And we're the tires, the takes varied, but patterns popped. Supporters saw a moral crusade hold Musk accountable, save the soul of democracy. Critics saw a tantrum wrecking a U.S. icon out of spite, with bystanders paying the price. Neutrals saw a mix, legit gripes tangled with market risks and political noise. Boycotts fade, and analysts shrugged on X, Tesla's too big to flop. Berlin's factory chief echoed that, cool as a cucumber, where fine politics don't stop production. Still, the crew pressed on, their signs a mashup of fury and snark. No Musk, no mess. Owners countered with Team Elon decals, while Wall Street watched, calculators humming .so, as the Tesla takedown rolled into spring. The debate was a three-ring circus: cheers from the left, boos from the right, and a peanut gallery crunching numbers. Everyone's got a horse in this race, Dave quipped, doodling Musk juggling Trump and a Cybertruck. Lisa smirked. And we're the jockeys, as Elon tweeted something smug about haters fueling progress. The voices clashed on proof. This wasn't just a movement. It was a mirror reflecting a fractured world where cars, cash, and convictions collided. Chapter 17. Musk's Mess or America's Mess. By March 27, 2025, the Tesla takedown crew had turned their grudge into a full-blown spectacle: protests, slashed tires, boycotts, and all. After months of chants, chaos, and a few too many Nazi car spray jobs, one question loomed over the wreckage. Was this a hit job on Elon Musk and his Trump bromance, or a deeper jab at America itself? The evidence was a jigsaw puzzle, but as the pieces clicked, a picture emerged messy, loud and unmistakably Musk-shaped. Let's roll the credits and see what this electric epic was really about from the jump. The crew's aim was laser-focused. Elon Musk, the 12.8% kingpin with a Twitter trigger finger, and his political tango with Donald Trump. The timeline didn't. Live protests spiked when Trump took office and handed Musk the Doge reins, slashing federal jobs like a budget ninja. Signs screamed, Musk off Mars, and Trump's Tesla puppet, not down with the USA. X buzzed with rants about Elon's AF nods and Doge chaos, not America's flag. It's personal, Carol Ann Fry insisted, her pink bullhorn. A battle cry outside a dealership. Add Tesla's laundry list: wompy wheels, secret recalls, labor flops, eco slip-ups, and the crew had a beef marinated in Musk's brew, not a nation's blueprint. He's the spark, Dave said, doodling. Musk juggling Trump and a Cybertruck. Lisa smirked. And we're the extinguisher. But could it be anti-American too? Tesla's stars and stripes cred 5,000 U.S. jobs. Tech swagger. Trump's Great American Seal gave the idea legs. Torch a charger, and you're not just nicking Elon's $100 billion stake. You're rattling Fremont workers, pension funds like New York's $1.4 billion stash, and America's EV edge over China. Hurt Tesla hurt us. A factory mom posted on X, her kid's Tesla-sponsored Little League cap in frame. The White House's domestic terrorism label up the ante suddenly. A smashed windshield wasn't just a tantrum. It was a threat to the heartland. They're trashing our winner. At Patriot Proud 88 tweeted, Eagle meme in tow. To this crowd, the crew's pitchforks weren't just poking Musk, they were pricking the flag. Dig deeper, though, and the crew's story held firm. This was Musk's mess, not America's. Owners like Sarah, with her regret mobile sticker, loved their Teslas but loathed Elon's antics, proof they could split the car from the clown. It's him, not the country, she sighed, trading her Cybertruck for a Prius. The ownership pie backed it up. Musk's 12.8% was a minority shout, drowned out by Vanguard's 7.5% and BlackRock's 6.3%, yet he was Tesla vision, voice, vibe. Pension funds like Academic Kirpenshun bailed not because Tesla was American, but because Musk was Musk to wild, too risky. He's the brand, Lisa mused, scrolling a Danish fund's exit note. Not the flag, the crew's chance. Echoed that, no Musk, no mess. A sniper shot at one man, not a shotgun blast at a nation. The big shots felt it too. With 66% of Tesla in institutional hands, funds weren't blind to Musk's baggage Doge drama, ex-rants, boardroom buddies, divestments and shareholder nudges. Hello. Worker rights proposals showed even the suits shared the crew's unease, not about America, but about Elon's one-man show. He's a liability, a Wall Street type warned on X, not a patriot problem. The crew wasn't anti-jobs or anti-innovation. They were anti-Musk, betting that squeezing his 12.8% ego could jolt Tesla's soul. Board or no board.so, the verdict? The Tesla takedown was a Musk and Trump takedown, not an American one mostly. Its heart beat with specific gripes, Elon's politics, Tesla's flaws, a CEO who loomed larger than his shares. But in a polarized world, where brands wear political hats, some saw the shrapnel hit broader jobs, pride, a U.S. icon under fire. It's complicated, Dave quipped, sketching Musk dodging pitchforks and pensions. Lisa smirked. Isn't everything? As Elon tweeted, haters fuel progress. The crew marched on, their fight a mirror of a fractured time, less about toppling America, more about toppling one man's throne. Tesla's brand, sales, and stock might wobble, but the flag? Still waving for now. And that's the wild ride of the Tesla takedown crew. Pitchforks, protests, and a whole lot of Musk mischief. Was it all about Elon and Trump, or did it nick America's pride too? We hope you enjoyed this electric story and maybe picked up some English along the way. What do you think, Team Musk or Team Takedown? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. If you had fun, give this video a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button for more stories to boost your English. Ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you in the next one.